Hi, my name is Dube. So I'm just going to do a series of advices where I just give advices based on my experiences and how I feel the world should be. You understand? Because I know I promised that I'm going to do a podcast and all of that, which is something that is still in the pipeline. It's something that I still plan on doing, but I still want to familiarize myself with the platform. I still want to get to know how YouTube works and all of that. And I figured that maybe I should just take my phone, put the light on, and record something. I really am not trying to be fancy, and I'm really not trying to be as aesthetic as I can be. I just want to spread the message out there. Maybe with time, yeah, or maybe when I'm doing that podcast, I'll try to be aesthetic and maybe look even more great per se. But I just want to share my life experiences with hope that somebody out there will be helped. You know what I mean? So let me just give you a little bit of a background, because back in the days I really wanted to stir trouble, and I really thought that controversy sells. I really wanted to make sure that my name is heard out there by being controversial and all of that. And there's a lot of content where I'm controversial, but I did not post, and I'm like, that's really not me. I'm just trying to get views and all of that. And right now, I've just decided to stay true to myself, because I don't want to be someone who causes controversy, but I'm someone who really wants to share life experiences and make sure that people understand how this life thing has to be navigated and all of that. So I'm turning 25 next month on the 28th of August, and so on this first series, I'm just going to call this series Dube Doing Things. I'm also available on Instagram. It's Dube Doing Things. On other platforms, I'd rather not share those, but I just want to share Instagram only. I'm not available on Facebook, Twitter. We don't want to go there. TikTok, it's Dube. So I just want to share my life experiences, and I'm just gonna do a part series. So we're gonna call this part one. What I want to talk about today is men and women. So what I mean by that is, essentially, I want to talk about how men should actually treat women. Be it that they are romantically involved, be it your mother, your aunt, anything. But I feel like as a man, there's a certain way that you need to treat women. Understand? And I had to learn that the hard way. So I just got off a call with a friend, a female friend. So like, we've known each other for 2 years almost. Yeah, 2 years or more actually. I think it's 2 years 1 month, 2 years 1 month now. So we've been talking. Understand, as a 25-year-old, and obviously I've had a couple of relationships here and there. But what I want to share today is why most of my relationships did not work, essentially, or in a relationship that I started with a female, why they did not work. Maybe in part two, I'll talk about why most of my relationships did not work with men. Understand? Not that I was romantically involved with men, but friendships generally, why they did not work. And I also want to talk about why relationships with females do not work, but I'm going to talk about that now. So one thing that I've learned, so I'm going to keep this short, I have to keep it to 10 minutes. One thing that I've learned is, one, as men, we need to stop treating women based on what the social media tells us. Because once you log into social media, there's always a gender war. For example, Twitter is promoted using gender wars, especially in South Africa. Like, there's that gender war that is happening online. Women behave like this, men behave like this. I think it is upon each and every man to stumble upon those. Understand? But again, it is your responsibility as a man to not take those advices that you get on social media, because people are sharing their life experiences about a woman they experience at a particular time, and you can't take that and generalize it as this is how women behave and this is how women should be treated. Understand? And most of the time, when men give advices about women, they always give out toxicity. It's toxic advice. They will tell you that a woman behave like this, a woman will cheat on you, a woman will do this, a woman will do that. You understand? Human beings in general, they cheat. Understand? But then it hurts a little bit more when it's a female that's doing it to a man, because men protect their egos more often, and we try by all means to protect our ego. So we feel as if when a woman cheats, in fact, yeah, when a woman cheats, our ego gets broken, and that's one thing that we don't want to be taken away from us. But I think you have to learn each and every woman that's involved in your life a different way and try to understand their world, and try to tap into their world, understand how they want to be treated, understand how they want to be loved. There's nothing wrong with asking a woman, how do you want to be loved? How do you want me to communicate with you? Do you like something like this or you don't like something like that? And most of the relationships that I've had with women that are sustainable or that have sustained over years, it's because like I know how to talk to them. I can tap into their world, and they've somehow mastered the way of tapping into my world. You understand? So, for example, I have a friend that I've known for 20 years. From a friend that I've known for 20 years. We've been friends since grade R or something. So for 20 years we've been friends, and we've never even fought. And I try to navigate like, why is that? And I understand that it's because I was able to tap into her world. I did not let social media tell me, obviously when I got through social media, I did not let it tell me how to treat her and all of that. I did not let people tell me how to talk to her, how to communicate with her. I just knew it came naturally because I was able to tap into her world. I got to know her way before social media became a thing. Now the reason a lot of those things, or a lot of relationships don't work, is because there's a lot of social media that's involved, and that's not a good thing. That's really not a good thing. We receive toxic advice, especially as men. They'll tell you this is how you treat a woman. You shouldn't text back, you shouldn't do this, sometimes just ghost so that she'll respect you and want you more. That is just toxic advice. If somebody texts you generally, you need to reply back, and there's nothing wrong again with double texting. Obviously there's some standards to these things. You also need to protect yourself from being hurt and all of that. But if I say hey and you don't hey back, I'm still gonna say, hey, like, what are you busy with? Why are you ignoring me and all of that? Especially if it stays since you replied to me or since we talked. I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna do the double texting, but obviously there's gonna be a point where I'll stop. But generally, I'll stop because I feel it's a decision that I'll make on my own. I'll stop because of a decision that I made on my own, not because it's social media influenced. So I really think as men, we need to be able to navigate through the advices that we take from social media. And number two, we need to know how to communicate with females, and we need to understand that most of the time people are very emotional beings, and you need to be very careful of what you say. Females tend to take actions and words very seriously, understand, and your actions need to reflect your words, vice versa. So whenever you say something, it needs to reflect on your actions, and whenever you act a certain way and you say something else again, it becomes a thing for them. Like there are people who like detail, who will look at every detail in your behavior and everything that you say, understand? So you really need to be careful about that, and we really need to find a way to understand each and every woman in your life, not because of social media again, but because you're really trying to understand how each and every woman behaves in your life. I think it is very important to master that, and that is just something that I really wished I could share, especially since I think I have experienced a couple of relationships with females, and I've had a lot of female friends, and I'm one of the people who can say, like, I've treated a lot of them bad. Like, I've been a bad person towards them, because I was taking this social media thing very serious. Like, I would say stuff hoping that this is how actually a woman should be treated and all of that. Like, they would text me, they would call me, I ignore their calls and all of that, and I'll just try to divert away from interacting with them with hope that scarcity creates demand. It really doesn't work in the real world. It is our responsibility to actually learn how to interact with each and every person, and always it is our responsibility to make sure that we strengthen those relationships through communication, and through proper communication with respect. And so even when you joke around, you need to know some certain jokes, you need to have limits to those things. Understand? And yeah, that's the only advice that I have for now. As soon as I get other ones, I will share, because I'm really trying to keep my videos as 10 minutes videos and all of that. I'm not trying to go beyond 10 minutes, but it seems like I will. But simply because today I was introducing this new topic. But yeah, I'll keep on dropping more things. Again, you can follow me on Instagram. It's Dube Doing Things, and this was Dube Doing Things Part 1. I'll probably drop another video again tomorrow or something. I'll see how this one does, but yeah, I'll drop a lot of videos.